Okay. Welcome, pen friends. This is Tom with Goldspot Pens. We are live today. Today is October the 30th. This is considered to be Mischief Night, the penultimate day of October, and we've got ourselves a special treat. It is not a trick. We are not tricking you guys. We have our latest exclusive fountain pen that was commissioned by Goldspot Pens in collaboration with a very well-known pen maker. And I apologize, my sinuses are a little clogged up today, so you might hear a little bit of a nasally sort of voice. But we'll get through this, and we'll do our best here. So. If you could maybe throw some guesses in the chat or leave a comment. We have this is a Made in America pen, and they are known amongst pen aficionados as a maker of pens that goes around the pen show circuit on every year. Every year they go to a bunch of different pen shows, and they also make exclusives for other retailers, and this is our first collaboration with them. So maybe we'll take the, not that that was hiding anything, but this is the white box that it comes in. Maybe we'll get some clues if we open this up here. Oh, it's a black box. This might give it away. They have a hyphenated brand name. Let's see if I could get this here. Let's open. Ta-da! It's a Franklin-Christoph Model 02. And this color we had commissioned for Franklin-Christoph is called Bermuda Blue. It's a beautiful acrylic blue color, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. You see I kind of rested it on the hinge here so we could take a look at it in all its glory. Comes in a nice black hinged gift box. Your warranty card, lifetime warranty. They stand behind their products, quite honorably. So if there's any issues with them, you could always contact the friendly people at Franklin-Christoph, and they'll help you out. And so you see no cartridge, no little, this little sash here just holds on to the pen. It doesn't lead to any sort of compartment on the bottom there, and you saw the warranty card. So this is a cartridge converter fill, Model 02, so it's got the converter inside here. And it's essentially the Model 2, if you're not familiar with the Franklin-Christoph line, is engineered for comfort. It's a full-size pen. And you'll see immediately kind of like notice that there's a very pronounced taper at the bottom of the barrel, and that's functional for the fact that the cap, the longer cap, can fit on the back of the pen here. So, and it fits pretty comfortably. So we'll go over the stats in just a second, but the pen itself just has a very compact sort of feel, but doesn't feel like a pocket pen. And I'll get to all details. You guys I see a couple of mentions about some questions there, and I'll definitely get to them as I go down the list of different details about this pen. But the Model 02 also has a unique feature that I've really only noticed that Franklin-Christoph Pens uses the section threads for the meeting of the cap to the barrel here are in the front. So instead of having that step from the section to the barrel and then threads here, they put the threads in the front, and they're very large threads too. So it only takes I think a half turn to cap this pen. So it's a kind of cool feature. Prevents your fingers from slipping to the bottom there. Kind of gives it a nice little stop. Also kind of like acts as like a flare out for that section too. And the section itself has like a nice contoured feel. It's comfortable to grip as well. So you can see it is possible to grip this guy without the cap posted, but it just feels better with the cap posted, in my opinion. So this type of resin that's used, this acrylic resin machined at Franklin-Christoph. This is kind of like it's a chatoyant sort of turquoise blue Called it Bermuda Blue because the bosses went to Bermuda last month, so we got a couple of images we're going to use there to kind of go with this pen. The engraving on it is very subtle branding. I don't know if you could see that focused in there, but the Franklin-Christoph logo is at the very top finial here. Finial matches the rest of the pen. Some Model 02s will have like a different color finial and let's say a translucent body, but this one has the same material for the finial as the rest of the pen. Same thing with the section here too. The clip is also engraved with the 4 diamonds here, which is signature of the Franklin-Christoph logo, and the Franklin-Christoph logo is also scrawled around the cap, and then there's also a G for Goldspot that is engraved on the cap opposite the side of the clip there. So stainless steel nibs, of which the stainless steel nib varieties will be offered in the first batch at least will be the extra fine, which this is an extra fine, fine, medium, broad, and a 1.1 millimeter stub. And I think someone had asked before if Masayama nib grinds would be available. We'll check. I mean, if there's enough demand for them, if people are going to be asking for those specialty nib grinds, we might then ask for those to be put on there. They'll probably be available for an additional cost, but we'll see about that if there's demand for it. So if you do have demand for it, I would leave it in the comments below. Not thumbs down, but just leave it in the comments below. And then, if enough people will comment on it, then we'll inquire and see if we could get a stock of them available and see what the price would be on these guys. So like I had mentioned before, the converter is included with this. I already filled it up with some color versus gravity wave. I figure wave would be appropriate considering it's a Bermuda and oceanic sort of color pen. The nibs on these are the number 6 size Yovo nibs. Just trying to see if I can get it to focus here. There we go. So it's got the Franklin-Christoph logo icon on there. And easily swap out. You could just twist them out kind of like Pelican nibs you would. Just twist out the housing and comes right out, and you'd be able to swap it with any other number 6 size nib with housing. Let's see. I was just looking over my notes here. The material itself has a good degree of chatoyance, which is that kind of like that cat's eye effect that shimmers in the light. So you could kind of see it from me turning it this way. It also has a bit of translucency in certain parts. As you can see, if I'm turning the barrel this way, you can kind of see the converter that's inside there. You can see like the metal part of it kind of move through the barrel there. So but it's a very slight translucency. It's not very I wouldn't label this a demonstrator in any sort of regard, but it is very beautiful. It's almost as if you're staring at a reasonably shallow body of water that just is absolutely clear and beautifully blue with a blue sky and everything. It just looks so very peaceful and calm. So get this out of the way. And we'll just take this background here. We'll just put the table down because we'll do a writing sample. Got my Rhodia dot pad. And writing samples, of course, are going to vary based on the nib size that you do choose. I will also go over, I'll mention this is going to be the extra fine nib. Besides the nib sizes, also let you know, these will be available starting tomorrow. We're expecting to get our shipment in, and they will be available up on goldspot.com as soon as they get in. So what I would suggest doing, and I'll remind you again at the end of the video, is to sign up for an email notification when for any of these beauties that you would desire. So whatever nib size that you're looking for, you could then put in your email address, and then you'll get emailed when they do arrive and they hit the website as a valid stock item. So then you could purchase it from there, and there will only be 25 per batch, and we're expecting to get multiple batches, but the first batch is coming tomorrow, and you'll be able to get these shipped out hopefully by tomorrow afternoon or possibly on Thursday. So then you would probably be able to get them. Maybe even by fountain pen day. Maybe this could be like your little fountain pen day splurge. I don't know. We'll see. So taking this guy for a little whirl here. Let's write the name of the pen. Sorry. I keep saying Brahma blue, but it's Bermuda blue. And this is the extra fine stainless steel Yovo nib, number 6. Number 6 nib. Extra fines used to be my thing when I first started writing with fountain pens, because I figured it was going to be the best way to transition from, writing with, let's say, gel pens or rollerball pens to the handling the ink flow that a fountain pen would be able to deliver. Well, I mean, of course, my tastes have changed over the years and have gotten to enjoy a wide variety of different nib sizes, including like stubs and flexible nibs and cursive italics and all sorts of different fun things. But an extra fine's always a good general purpose writing nib. Conserves on your ink flow because it doesn't use as much as, let's say, a broad or a stub or a flexi nib. So if you're a big time writer, you would want to be able to conserve the amount of ink. You don't want to keep writing and then filling up with ink. So to answer a question, I just happened to glance over and see that there was one. So it'll be 25 per batch. So we're expected to get the first 25 tomorrow. And then I believe, I'm hoping we'll be able to get 100 total. But that may be over the span of a few months, because I think that they're planning on just being able to space it out a little bit. So it may be that the 25 will sell out very quickly. Maybe it may take a week or so. I don't know. So this is our first go around with the Franklin-Christoph exclusive. I've heard it just generally in past that they do go pretty quickly. So I am expecting to get to that 100. Fairly quickly, like once we do get our additional batches. So and a couple things I really like about the writing experience of this is that the flared grip that's here, the fact that the screw threads prevent me from like having to come down too much. That they always kind of tell me it's like, okay, this is the better way to hold the pen. They don't let my grip slip down towards the nib. Also, the cap posting so deeply. I'm a big poster of caps. I love to post the back end caps on my back end, so it posts very comfortably. It fits. It feels extremely well balanced in hand. And the extra fine nib, it does have some feedback. So you could feel it, you could hear it, you could feel it. It's a nice pleasurable feeling. It's not scratchy, but it just lets you know it's there. And but it just has a very nice response. I would say more of like, considering it is an extra fine, it kind of writes a little bit more like a European style extra fine, of course. Oh, and then also price, because I saw it was mentioned a couple of times. These would be going for 175 each on the website. So for any nib size that's currently listed. If we do get into Masayama nib grinds, then we probably will have to revisit that talk and figure out what there might be a premium that gets put on those, because I know they are put on they are listed that way on the Franklin-Christoph website. So let me see. So we could compare this with a couple of other pens I brought out here. I'm really glad to be able to talk about Franklin-Christoph on the Goldspot Pens channel because I already have a Franklin-Christoph. This is a Model 65 Stabilis, which is a clipless pen, but it has a flatted end. This is one of those ones that you have to sign up on a email list for, and they draw a lottery, and hopefully you'd be able to get the chance to buy one of these guys in antique glass. So I was pretty happy when my name was drawn for it. This is side by side here. And then we also have an Estabrook SD. You can see like they all very similar in size capped, but then once we get to the uncapped and posted, it becomes a very different story indeed. And just to let you know, this is one of those things that I kind of see with the Franklin-Christophs is that sometimes like if you screw the cap on a little too tight, it wants to screw from the barrel threads. So, alrighty. So there you have the tail of the tape here with the cap posted. The Estabrook SD becomes a very large pen. The Model 65, yeah, it does increase in length, but it's not too entirely large. But the Model 02 here just really has that nice compact size. So, like I recommended before, and this is one of my closing thoughts here, is that if this interests you, if this Model 02 in the Bermuda blue interests you, please head over to goldspot.com right away. Sign up for an email notification when they do arrive into stock. If they arrive into stock and you miss out on it in the first batch, put your name down again just to make sure that when the next ones come in, it'll send you another email when they do come in. So that's probably my best recommendation for these because they may go pretty quickly, especially since there's such a limited amount. So appreciate you guys tuning in. If you have any questions, what I'll also do is I'll throw the stats because I didn't go over that, but I don't have much battery power left. So I'll put the size statistics. They're up on the goldspot.com website, but I'll throw them in the description after the video's been posted and everything. And also put the other details in there too. But I appreciate you guys checking this out. And please subscribe and hit the notifications bell to be aware of more live unboxing videos when we do them, and other pen-related interviews and other fun pen-related videos and demonstrations, tutorials, all that fun stuff. So without any further ado, have a great day, guys. Take care and stay inky, my friends.